My heart goes out to all my friends up in BC as they're dealing with this horrible flooding. Of course, they're going to blame it all on climate change, but don't forget, all the way back in 1953, there's another one from 1953. 1956, from our wire services, this is as mainstream as it gets. 1957, same thing, straight from the AP. By 1958, even Popular Science was reporting on it. And remember, they were already studying how to get rid of those pesky, persistent jet contrails all the way back in 1958. 1959, they already knew it was the ultimate weapon. And by 1960, after 5 years of research, they'd already figured out how to get rid of those pesky, persistent trails. Look, they had a 6-engine B-47 where they had 3 of the engines not emitting trails while the other 3 did, all the way back in 1960. And by 1963, the Navy was already claiming to have successfully stopped storms out at sea, which prompts the question, why is BC experiencing horrible flooding right now? And here we go, 1966, time to change the weather. JFK said the same thing in front of the UN before his untimely death in the earlier 1960s. Here's another one from the 1960s, although you can see down below this was approved for release by the CIA in 2000. This one was a secret. Shh. 50 years ago, 1971, weather control was nearing a reality. And by 1972, 49 years ago, Senator Claiborne Pell called out the CIA and the Pentagon for covert weather warfare over Vietnam. And the Pentagon admitted that they'd been doing it for 7 years, as reported in Science. That's a rather reputable source, isn't it? And the whole world knew about it. This was published in the Australian Age, but it originally was in the New York Times. I bet you wouldn't see a headline like that these days. Yes, back then they were even talking about how humans are changing the climate with contrails. But a funny thing happened when the 70s turned into the 80s, then the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and now the 2020s. The corporate media, stop talking about these sorts of things. Now all we hear about is climate change, and they're going to blame it all on CO2 and tell the whole world that it's your fault for burning fossil fuels, when in reality, the same people that gave us COVID, the same people whose science is so shady, have been playing God with the weather since before your grandparents were born. I shit you not. Look up, wake up.